So I have the time right now. I'm done with all my homework and shit like that. I want to discuss the terms about Persona 5 and the review scores. So everybody and their mother is going crazy about Persona 5, and rightfully so, because we've been waiting 10 years since the last Persona game, Persona 4. And that was the first Persona game I ever played. I did on the Persona 4 on the Vita. So, and I spent like 120 hours in that one game on the Vita, and that was my go-to game for the Vita, and I don't want to spend my Vita finally went kaput, and I didn't want to spend another $240 fucking dollars for another Vita. But that's besides the point. Here's the main issues. So the PS Vita, I mean not the PS, Persona 5 came out. And right now, Western RPGs are hurting right now. I think the last good one was Dragon Age Inquisition. And, because anything, just basically like The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 was the last good one. And I think it has a 92 Metacritic. What's it called yeah, 92 Metacritic. I was like, what's the thing on Metacritic? But, so right now, yeah, it's just, I think I find it fascinating that a game like Square Enix, this multi-million-dollar first Japanese studio that makes these JRPGs, they made this quintessential, took 10 years, like, just to make it, delay after delay, and they got an 81 Metacritic, and I thought the game was absolute garbage, because it was, like, they took too many Western elements and tried to implement, it was basically Western JRPGs and RPG clusterfuck together, and the story was fucking convoluted. Like, right at chapter 9, I fucking quit, because that whole sequence had made no sense, but, for Final Fantasy 15, but Persona 4, yeah, let's talk about Persona 4. Persona 4, you get to do all these things. I was basically a simulator. It was an epic. It was one of those epic dungeon crawling, gathering resources and gathering secret endings and stuff like that, completing personas, finding like the second forms of your persona and stuff like that. That was pretty good. The social link thing was awesome, and what they done, like I read the reviews, is that they made the Persona 5 one of the best Persona games they could ever make. And this is coming from Atlas, and I want you to compare what Square Enix did with Final Fantasy 15 and what Atlas did with Persona 5. Both of them took 10 years to come out since their announcements, and both of them, I thought the Final Fantasy 15 was one of the most boring storylines ever, and I think I'm gonna find out if Persona 5 is one of the best games ever, because right now it has a 94 Metacritic. Final Fantasy 15 has a, what's it called, 81 Metacritic, and yeah, it's just Square Enix has lost touch of what they determine their RPGs. Like Deus Ex was a fucking boring. Rise of the Tomb Raider was fucking boring to me, from my opinion. This is my opinion. Final Fantasy 15 was just a clusterfuck. If I wanted to read a melodramatic storyline, I would just read a fucking the last Harry Potter book and cry my eyes out if I wanted to do that. But it's just Persona 5 is just getting these good scores, and they're giving us more of an incentive to own a PS4 right now because of all these blockbuster hits. We got Horizon Zero Dawn. No, let's start from the beginning. We got Gravity Rush 2, Neo, Nier, Horizon Zero Dawn, and then in 5 days we're gonna get Persona 5. All those games got above a 90 average on Metacritic. Like, and let's look at the competition. Right now, Nintendo, they're killing it too with the release of the Switch, and they're near perfect scores with Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero. Zelda Breath of the Wild. Zelda Breath of the Wild has a 92 Metacritic. Like, wow. No, Zelda Breath of the Wild has a 97 Metacritic, and it's just wow. Like, RPGs are getting their comeuppance, and this is the year of the RPG. I'm so glad that RPGs are getting the hype they needed. Because I was getting worried a bit from the always online multiplayer Destiny type shooters, Battlefronts, your fucking overhype. I mean Overwatch. Oh, did I slip my mouth? Overwatch. It's just I'm so happy to see that these games are starting to come. Like, they're not relegated to a 3DS or a PS Vita. They're coming on mainline consoles right now, and coincidentally on the PS4. I don't know when Fable Anniversary is coming out for backwards compatibility on the Xbox, but it hasn't come out yet, which is weird. But yeah, Xbox is falling behind right now. they're not falling behind. They're basically they have this ball and chain called the Xbox One, and they're trying to move along, but they can't stop Usain Bolt, which is PS4. But what else can I gush over about these? Let's go to Metacritic. I'm going to Metacritic and seeing what the fuck. Okay, what the Metacritic Persona 4. Okay, because I want to go over it. Because right now it's standing right now as of March 29th. It has a 94 Metacritic score. And no Xbox first-party title has gotten that score. Keep in mind, no Xbox title exclusive, console exclusive, has gotten that score above a 90. Besides Forza. Oh, Horizon Driving in Circles 3. So, let's see. A $60 title that Microsoft was charging people $100 to pay for early access, and you get the season pass. A Persona, they have a legit collector's edition that's sold out right now that I have. Okay, the 6 Axis gave it a 10. Game Revolution gave it a 10. Guardian gave it a 10. 3D Juegos gave it a 95. Game Machine gave it a 95. Game Grin gave it a 90. The Jimquisition gave it an 85. The Jim Sterling, who gave Zelda Breath of the Wild a 7 out of 10, gave Persona 5 an 85. Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of flack for that. Not because of the Persona fanboys, but the Zelda fanboys. Because he gave this Persona 5 because he's already in the shit right now for being a Sony fanboy, but I don't agree with the 7 out of 10 for FYI. I don't agree with the 7 out of 10 from Jim Sterling. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10. Zelda is definitely not a 10 out of 10, but I would say it's at least a hard 8. But let's see here. I think GameSpot gave it a 97. No, IGN gave it a 97, and GameSpot gave it a 90. Give it a 90. Oof. Oof. All these games. Let's see. Okay, let's go to Metacritic. Let's see. Right. Let's see. Forza Horizon 3 Metacritic. Let's see what that got. Metacritic. It has a 91. So so right now there's no reason, there is an absolute no reason to own an Xbox One other than the promise that you're gonna get Scorpio in November. Like what? Like it's like, huh? So let me get this straight. The reason to own an Xbox One right now is what? backwards compatibility? No, that's not. I already played all those games. I already played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 for 5 times straight each one. I don't want to play fucking Fallout 4 again. I don't want to play that garbage ass mess that was Horizon, Halo Reach. I paid for disclaimer. I paid once the Master Chief Collection was out. I got an Xbox that was fucking broken. So right now, and I have my own gripes with Halo 5. I mean, Halo Call of Duty. I mean, Halo Halo of Duty, which is Halo 5 Guardians, which is not even. I don't consider that even a Halo game. By Halo standards, that is not a Halo game because of what they done, the bullshit that Microsoft has done to the online, and what they're trying to do with just trying to stay afloat and make their money back, which I understand. They're developers, they spend hours and hours trying to make this entertainment for us, but see, look, Atlas is a publisher with I think 200 employees, and Mass Effect, EA had 5 years to make this broken mess. And yes, Mass Effect Andromeda is broken. It's fucking broken. It's a good game, but with bugs out the wazoo. And Square Enix had 10 years to make Final Fantasy the best game they can make, and guaranteed they try to make it, but it fell flat for me, and it fell flat for the reviewers. So right now, keep this. I want you people to think about this. Atlas has always been third fiddle when it came to RPGs, because they always had to run against Square Enix and the publishers that make Dragon Quest. And right now, in the West, their game that took 10 years to make has scored higher than Square Enix's best. And 10 years ago, that was never the case. Final Fantasy was this absolute behemoth of JRPGs, and Atlas has now dethroned them. Like, I just find that fucking baffling. It's scoring higher than one of the best Western RPGs of the last decade, which is Mass Effect, and it scored higher than its Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, what? And it scored higher than Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, I'm just happy that Atlas is getting the recognition that it deserves, because I played some Atlas games, and they're fucking, the Shin Megami Tensei games, they're pretty good, they're pretty awesome. And seeing all they try to make the best game with as little, not as much budget as these AAA fuck idiots have done. Like, Atlas is literally the CD Projekt Red of Japan, because all they needed was a little bit of talent and a little bit of hard work and to make a fun game. And CD Projekt Red, a Western RPG, was able to make The Witcher 3 with just, I saw that meme, with just vodka and Slavic magic. And they were able to make a better game than this game that took a lot of money. Like, when people say AAA games, they don't mean like the quality of the game. They mean that they're spending more money on marketing than the actual fucking game. So when I see like Destiny 2, yeah, I'm gonna pay for Destiny 2, but keep in mind that's the only online game. But a niche title, a niche JRPG game has scored higher than Microsoft's best that they can put out. An Atlas title at most, and no name, and no, because Atlas has, like, if you know the history of Atlas has been in trouble. Like, in the past years, Atlas has been in trouble, and then just got bought out by Sega. And their first golden game was Persona 3, and they just keep making the Persona games better and better and better, with the subsequent JRPG dungeon crawling games that they've been making on the 3DS and on the Vita. And they're taking all that info, all that criticism from other games, and they're putting it into this game. Because I think they added the Shin Megami Tensei, the interrogation with monsters. They added that to Persona 5, and that's pretty cool. That they're learning. They're trying to make the best product for us to play, and we're responding well to that. See, this is a message to like all developers. If you take the time and if you put the effort, and not make these big, huge teams that try to Frankenstein their way into making this game into the best fucking moneymaker they can. Like, all you need is a talented team. Look at Kojima. Kojima and his team are making one of the most interesting, and I say hard interesting games ever. And we still have no idea what that game is. Another one, Witcher 3. Look at Witcher 3. They made one of the best Western RPGs ever, and that's a small team. They didn't need to have all these marketing deals, all these triple A cash tags. It's not triple A because it doesn't have a marketing deal and doesn't spend 50 million on the fucking advertisements. Like, I'm happy that Zelda is getting good review scores. I'm happy that Persona, these RPGs are starting to get out. They're starting to become something, to become more recognized, and in our multiplayer dominated shooters, no single player shooters. And I'm just happy that people are seeing through the bullshit of the focus tested publishers here in America. So yes, this is a nod to you people in Japan. Thank you for keeping gaming alive, like gaming as we know it alive, like as I know it. Because I started gaming with RPGs, like with the original Pokemon, the original, like all the Mass Effects, the original like all the Pokemon games I played. Persona 4, that was the first JRPG, like the legit JRPG that I played in my life. Chrono Trigger on the 3DS, that was good. Zelda Ocarina of Time. All these games are all these tropes of these games, all these style of games, these RPGs are getting recognized, and I'm just so happy about this. And I hope you guys can see what I'm trying to say, that this is a good thing, seeing all these RPGs getting these awesome scores and these recognitions on the platform, the platform that I chose. If these games were on Xbox, guaranteed I would be on Xbox right now, but it's all on PlayStation, so yeah, PlayStation's getting the props right now, and it's helping them out immensely. So Xbox better step it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling.